Hey folks, it's Jim. I want to do this video on the mysterious black fungus that is out there. It's really not a mystery. We'll get into that. I'm going to share with you what's probably going on, and from what I understand is going on. But let me open with a disclaimer. This video is not medical advice, vaccine advice, or advice of any kind. You and you alone are responsible to seek out the professional medical advice that is right for you with regards to all the affairs of your life. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, the mysterious black fungus is not a mystery. It is actually comes from a mold, okay, that is often found in rotting wood, rotten leaves, dried leaves, stuff like that, moist dried leaves, rotting vegetation, things of that nature. Why do most of us never get affected by it? Because our natural immune system fights it off, responds quite well, and takes care of it. Now, why are we all of a sudden seeing this surge of these infections of mucormycosis, which is the proper name for it? What's really going on? Well, what's happening is we have several factors all at once compromising the immune system, okay? That's what's going on. And let's take, for instance, you have a diabetic who's already got a compromised immune system, or somebody with kidney disease or something like that, okay, for instance. Now, compromise number one. Compromise number two is getting an infection, such as COVID-19, that drives your body further down and weakens it further. That's number two, okay? Now, add to that, if you get severely ill, which you will, if you're compromising your immune system, you will get probably severely ill from COVID. There's a good chance, maybe, right? Okay, that's what they're calling risk factors. Okay, so here we have two risk factors. Now, when we get severely ill at COVID, they put people on a steroid, and that's to help them get through this pre-pneumonia status that they're in, it's kind of like pre-pneumonia. I'm not going to get into that on this video, okay? But basically, it is the right course of action, okay? And that is helping people survive, okay? So now we have a trifecta of things causing immunosuppression, all right? And that's not a good combination all the way through if you've been exposed to these mold spores. Now they can start growing. See what I mean? So it's really, that is what's going on with the mysterious black fungus, okay? Now, here's the good news. It is treatable, okay? If it's not treated and your immune system is compromised and you can't fight this off for some reason, it can be fatal. But in this situation, it is treatable and hopefully will be treatable during this COVID experience we're having, this global human trial, okay, on all of this stuff. The infection, the vaccinations, all of it is a global human trial. So be aware of that. Know that most of us are exposed to these mold spores, but just take care of them naturally because our immune systems are strong and healthy, okay? But when you get that trifecta beaten down a person's immune system, well, they become vulnerable to many things, not just, the fungus, okay? So know and be aware of that. Immunosuppression can happen in multiple ways, okay? And right here, unfortunately, we have a common epidemic of diabetes 2, which compromises the immune system, right, in many ways. High sugar levels, which will feed the growth of bacteria and spores, correct? Okay? And then now we add to that a serious illness like COVID-19. For many people, it's a very serious illness. That's why don't take this lightly, okay? Very serious for many people. And so now you further beat down that person's immunity, all right, to other things while they're trying to fight off this COVID. Then you add to it that powerful steroid, which may save their life from COVID, but it compromises the immune system one more time. And then boom, we get a growth of this fungus, okay? And it could happen in the first two stages without the steroid, just because the person gets so weak. Now these things we normally fight off start growing, okay? So know and be aware of that. Most of you really don't have to worry about it. okay, if you're healthy, all right? But it could happen in a healthy person too. Any fungus or mold spore, whatever, can get out of control depending on the person's ability to fight it off, right? So don't be aware of that too. The good news is it is treatable. I'm repeating that again. It is treatable, okay? And if caught in time, for sure, okay? But from what I'm understanding after researching the data out of India, this seems to be the trifecta that's causing this, as well as exposure in the first place. But, we have this trifecta of immune compromising events that then leads to the growth of something we normally fight off. So the mysterious black fungus isn't a mystery, okay? And that's why I tell you, research the facts, know the science, and then have a good observation of what's going on around you. Now, that leads me to this next point, okay? People who have immune compromised lifestyles anyway, such as diabetes 2, obviously obesity, and other underlying conditions have been shown to be more vulnerable to COVID and many other things, correct? So, if I were a smart person, I would be working with my doctors, dietitians, and clinicians of all kinds to develop a plan so that I can get my body in the best shape possible so that I have the best opportunity to be the healthiest person I can be through this time. And I wouldn't be off chasing, conspiracy theories when I could be getting my body in the best possible shape it can be in during this very confusing time, right? We have this virus, we have, these new vaccinations, we have several things going on. And a lot of people are under a lot of stress. So stress compromises the immune system too. That's why when we get sick, many people's immune system drops and they become more vulnerable to whatever they just got. So let's add a fourth factor in there to those poor people suffering from this, okay? Mucormycosis. And they've got four factors actually going on. Because once their stress gets up, now they're suppressing their immune system even further. You following me here? Okay? So let's try not to be in that category. Let's be the healthiest people we can be during this time, which will also reduce our stress levels, help to keep our immune system running at optimal levels, and then we won't have to worry so much about a lot of things, okay? We will be able to fight off many, many diseases with a healthy immune system, right? I'm not saying run out there and challenge yourself in that way, but work with your doctors, dietitians, clinicians. Get in the best shape you can be. If this virus has shown us nothing, it's that being healthy is healthy, okay? Being unhealthy is not good in multiple ways. And if you're unhealthy for a reason that is within your control, such as stop stuffing Twinkies, Ho-Hos, and donuts in your mouth, then I suggest you change it. That's just a suggestion. I've had to do it, okay? Right? I mean, how many people have watched my videos, saw me kind of portly a while ago? I've had to change my life. I was getting unhealthy, okay? And with the help of a great doctor who thought I was crazy, but decided to draw my blood every 90 days while I took this experiment journey on myself, my whole life has changed, okay? You can change your life. You do not have to be subject to ill health unless there's a specific reason for that. Some people are just going to be unhealthy, unfortunately. But most of us have the opportunity to change our health factors by nutritional input and exercise and changing the way we think in many ways. Okay? So don't be a victim. Get proactive. Become the strongest, most virulent human being you can become by working on your diet and your exercise routines during this time. It will help alleviate stress and it will improve your immune system to all things, not just the situation we're living in. Hope you're doing well. Jim out.